everybody!
Hello. We are live here with ProCare Health as our sponsor, talking about sharing recipes. And I am so excited. We have our special guest, Maddie. Maddie, talking about
Hello.
sharing.
We're on Facebook too.
So we're on both Crowdcast and Facebook. So wherever you're joining us, we just really want to welcome you. Let us know. Say hi. It looks like so far we have Mary, we have Tara, we have Charlie. So thank you. And somebody's saying I can't hear anything. Anybody else having problems with volume?
She sent that before we were live, so I
Oh,
think we just not had not started yet. But yeah, let us
okay.
know if you're having audio issues because I can
Okay, she can hear now.
hear. I would say I can hear both of you fine.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, let's get started. For those of you who is your first time joining us, my name is Brenda, and Brittany and I have been doing these events. We do weekly events, and then we do monthly support groups. Started this. I think we're on maybe 54 live events that we've done, and maybe um, support groups. We've been doing those. I think we're probably on maybe our 12th or maybe 11th or 12th of those. So I'm a nurse. I actually worked in a bariatric surgery department for about 8 years, and that's how I came in touch with our sponsor, ProCare Health, and kind of just included me in on all this fun action. I also had bariatric surgery back in 2013, had the sleeve gastrectomy, and it's been life changing in so many ways. I'm kind of like Maddie. We were talking before this, like sharing our experiences, and the things that's worked for us and helped us because if you can help another person. I'm going to let Brittany introduce herself and then we're going to go straight on to Maddie. So, Brittany,
Hey
go ahead.
guys. Hi guys. I cannot believe that we've already had 54 of these, Brenda. It seems like we just started this whole thing yesterday, so that's kind of crazy to hear.
Oh,
Um, And for anyone who's new to the channel or is not familiar with Maddie, we actually did another live event with Miss Maddie as well. We love her. She is amazing. And you're going to see how amazing she is today. I'm actually going to go ahead and link our last live event that we did with her, just in case you guys want to watch that later, because they are available for replays. So I'll post the link in Facebook too. You'll just have to give me a minute to get that link. But I went ahead and posted it in Crowdcast. And for those of you who are not aware of who I am, my name is Brittany Patterson. It says Wilkinson on the screen. I need to change that. I actually got married in May. But yeah, I've been with ProCare Health now a little over a year. As Brenda said, we've been doing these Facebook Lives. We've been doing support groups. And now I'm an account rep too with ProCare, which is a really new, exciting position. So I'm really excited for that. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to use the chat feature, the ask a question feature. If you're on Facebook, just comment and ask, and I'll make sure that we get to it. And there's a couple things that we wanted to talk about at the beginning. I don't want to forget, Maddie has a discount code we're going to share with you guys. And we also want to talk about an event coming up that we're all three really excited about. Honestly, I wish I would have logged in this call earlier so we could have talked more, but you know.
I know, I'm so excited.
All right.
yeah.
So I'm
Maddie,
Maddie.
yes, yes. And I'm going to just let you just dive in and introduce yourself and why you're in this role that you're in right now.
Okay, sounds good. I know I don't know who knows me here or who doesn't, but my name is Maddie. I have several different ways you can find me. I'll tell you guys at the end. But I had gastric bypass surgery in June of 2017. And I always kind of threw the idea of gastric bypass surgery out the window. It's not for me. Like, it's for people who are on my 600-pound life. There's no way that is an option for me. And it kept kind of finding its way back to me, and thank God that it did. It absolutely changed my life. I could barely fit into a stadium seat in baseball. Is like my most absolute favorite thing. So I had surgery, and my lowest weight was, my starting weight was 338 pounds. My lowest weight was 158 pounds. However, your lowest weight is not always your best weight. My
Right.
happy weight was 170 pounds, and I stayed there. I got there at about 2.5 years post-op, and I stayed there until about July of this year, and then insert in being a nurse during the pandemic. I'm not really somebody too. I think I talked about this last slide when I talked about like body confidence and being
Yeah.
comfortable in your own skin. I'm like pretty unattached from the scale. I am like, I go by how my clothes fit, like size medium, size 10, 12. I'm like super happy there. Um, Insert being like a nurse during a pandemic, had like some pretty traumatic things happen in my life. I was dating someone who took his own life. And then I started dating his brother, connected with his brother, just some very crazy things in my life. And in July, I stepped on the scale and had gained 15 pounds. And so I was like, wow, I need to do something, because although I'm not like unhappy with the way that I look, I feel like I don't want this to slowly be like 5 pounds a year, because then I
Yeah.
could slowly get back to, just an unhappy weight. So I actually hired a bariatric dietitian in the Instagram community, and we've been working together for a couple of months, and I've lost 8 of those 15 pounds. And we've not done anything like groundbreaking. We've just been tracking, very easily tracking some macros. But all during this time, starting like 2 years post-op, I was off work for a little bit as a nurse, and I decided I was going to launch a blog. And I tried so hard to share beauty and affordable fashion, and it failed miserably. And one day I shared a before and an after of 338-pound Maddie and 160-pound Maddie, and it went crazy. And everyone wanted to know what I ate. And I was like, I don't want to share that. That's old news. I don't want to be the girl who like lost weight. Like, I don't want to talk about that. And people kept asking and asking. And so I decided to do what God was telling me to do and share about my journey. So that is what I have done. My most favorite thing to do is find a recipe that some would call unhealthy. There's no good or bad foods. There's no foods that are completely off limits, but find one that would have a bunch of foods that some people would say are not the healthiest, and make it my own. Put the Maddie spin on it, put some substitutions in it. And that is what I've done. So I have a website full of like 60 recipes. I share them on Instagram. I share them on
I'm actually going to share your blog in the chat. I don't mean to interrupt, but I want people to know
you're fine.
I'm going to share her blog right now, guys. So keep going.
And then they're on Instagram highlights. They're now some on TikTok. And I have blog posts on just kind of pouring my heart out in different areas of my journey about my, being comfortable in my own skin, sharing my excess skin. That's a big, huge part of my story. I really thought that I would be the person who would lose all my weight, get my skin all tucked and lifted, and forget that I was ever 338 pounds. And now my most favorite part of my body is like my scars and my stripes and all that. So that's a little bit about me, but my most favorite thing ever is to cook and take all my stuff to my work and have my friends and stuff enjoy it and say, oh my gosh, like I would never know that this is made with this, or this is made with this. And in the time that I've done that, I have been able to find brands that I love their stuff. ProCare was the first brand that I found that gave me a discount code. They believed in me. And it has just been the most amazing thing ever to be able to share my story with other people and share the most uncomfortable things, like not being able to fit into a stadium seat. I remember sharing that and thinking like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. And people saying like, I felt like that too. Or the time that I shared that I put food in a to-go container in the trash can and before surgery, and I got it out later that night and ate it. And somebody said, like, I have done that before too. And so these are like things that I was like, these are my deepest, darkest secrets, but people have done the same thing.
Yeah.
So that has been, so I just share the good, the bad, the ugly with the world.
But that's what makes you real, though. And I mean, I
Mhm.
feel like relatable. This community is so great because you guys have each other as pillars and support, and I think that's because you're so open and honest, and you're not,
Yeah.
what were we talking about last time we were together? How there's like Instagram versus reality, right?
Yes.
You're the sweet spot. You're right
Oh,
in the middle because you share. I mean, you're beautiful. Your Instagram is great, but then you also have, posts where you're not wearing makeup, your hair's in a messy bun, and you're talking about your vitamins. And I don't know.
I'm
I
like,
think
catch me
that's
on
what.
stories when I wake up.
Yeah, but I
not
but I
that
love
early.
it though because that's real life. None of us really look like that
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Yes. And that's why
100%.
at the beginning of this year, like I always pick a word for the year. And
Hmm.
last year when I relaunched my blog, I was like, my photos are starting to look too filtered, too fake, and I don't want somebody to come to my page and think I don't look like that. I was like,
Yeah.
my word for this year is unfiltered. And so those are things that we need to normalize, not wearing makeup every day.
Hmm.
Um, unfiltered pictures, coming on stories with nut butter from the night before and a messy butt, and
Yeah.
just being a hot mess.
Camo, right? We all decided to wear camo today.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Like,
Hey, I got to tell you before you go on any further, Rachel from Facebook says, Maddie Spahr, I freaking love you. I love ProCare so much too. My dream is to work for them. Oh, Rachel.
oh,
Yes. You know what? We're always looking for people out there that are positive and happy and go lucky. So
I
yeah,
mean,
stay in touch with us. Stay in touch with us.
that's how Brenda got her position. I mean, she loved ProCare Health
Yeah.
so much, and the CEO loved her so much. He wanted her on the team. So the
I'll tell you
sky is
what,
the limit.
I have taken ProCare vitamins since right after my surgery. I have never once had a lab value out of range, ever. I've taken
That's
once
That's
daily, and I take
wonderful.
my vitamin D and I take my calcium chews or my
mm-hmm.
calcium chocolate. I have never one time had a
Like a
range,
level out of
yeah,
whack.
a level
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
range ever.
Oh,
Oh, Brittany's having it. This is just real life.
she's in and out. She's in and out. It's all good. She'll be back with us. I know Brittany. She'll figure it out. Um, that's good. Oh, Rachel says I messaged you last week. I only use PC and I'm local. Um, oh, we'll have to maybe touch base with her a little bit more on all that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you know what? I say we get started with the whole
Talking
recipe
recipes.
share. Yeah.
Okay.
So we created Maddie off of her website, which we have her blog kind of tagged in. I'm hearing an echo, so I apologize. I'm gonna see if I can find where that is. Um, Maddie, we have your blog over here, but so her recipes can be found there. But she also sent me some, and we put them on a PDF. Do you want me to pull those up, or would you like to pull those up? Either way is great.
Yeah. Do you want to pull them up?
Sure. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna press share my screen. And Mary said, "This is my first call. What all is this group?" This is all about people who've had weight loss surgery and are wanting helpful hints to stay motivated, stay inspired, and basically just enjoy life to its fullest post bariatrics, before bariatric surgery, after bariatric surgery, or maybe if you even haven't had weight loss surgery, you're just on a journey for weight loss. We're here for you. She said my
Oh,
surgery is November 1st.
November 1st.
Ah, that's
Mary,
great.
it is the absolute best thing I've ever done in my entire life.
I
And
have
I
to
would,
say, me too.
yep, I
Yep.
would do it all over again. If they told me I had to go tomorrow morning and go through it all over again, I would be there at 7 a.m. I would.
Hmm. Oh,
Yep.
Rhonda said
Scotty.
me too.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty says, hi from Tacoma, Washington. The chocolates calcium chocolates are back. And yes, we're going to talk about that. We love the chocolate calcium stuff.
Yes.
That's awesome. Um,
So I see zucchini potato skins. Oh my gosh. I
yes.
love these so
There.
much.
Can everybody see this okay? Can you guys, I want to make sure I can actually
Uh,
blow it up a little more
yeah,
like that.
I would zoom in just a little bit more because it's a little, it's at
There we
least
go.
it's a little hard for me to see. But yeah,
Okay.
I used to never eat zucchini because I thought that it always got watery because I think zucchini noodles get watery all the time. These do not. However, the key is scooping out the little middle pulp part. And I
Yeah.
have this on a reel on Instagram. My name on Instagram is Maddie5088. I have always planned on changing that. And my Instagram blew up before I could, and now I'm only known as that, so I can't because people won't be able to find me. So the key is like if you get a little melon baller, you can get it for like $3 on Amazon or something, and you cut the zucchini and you just scoop it out. You cut it in like an inch or 2 inch, scoop it out, and then all you do is put a little bit of shredded cheese and a little bit of cooked bacon or bacon bits, and you bake these for, how long did I put on there? 6 to 8 minutes? 10 minutes. Yes, on 400. Get them nice and crispy. I kid you not, with light sour cream, or if you're really watching fat and you're super like, first couple months post-op and you don't want to do light sour cream, you want to do some Greek yogurt. However, I think it's an absolute crime to substitute for light sour cream. I love sour cream. These are my all-time favorite.
they sound really good. I'll have to try them.
And if you have a garden, like during the summer season, everybody's probably heard me talk about my garden throughout these episodes because it's been such a huge part of my life. I had a huge garden this year, and zucchini is one of those things. A lot of us will have, like, if you have a garden, zucchini is proliferous. I mean, it just goes and goes and goes. It usually you'll have plenty of it, and even if you don't have a garden during the summer months, it's so easy to find zucchini everywhere. So, like, I almost wonder if this same thing, like yellow squash, is the same. Scotty says I'm going to try these tonight. We also have somebody on our. Um, I also want to mention. It looks like Tammy. I'm sorry, Tanya, which is really spelled pretty. It's Tawny. She says it's
I love
because of
her.
Maddie. Yeah, she says because of Maddie, I started taking ProCare right after surgery 14 months ago. I love it, and all my labs have been perfect. So that's good
Tanya
to
is
know
an
too.
amazing human being, and she's going to be at the retreat.
She is? Well, Tanya,
Yes.
we'll see you there.
Wait till you meet Tanya. I cannot wait to squeeze her. I
We're
love
going
her.
to talk about the bariatric retreat. We're going to talk about it here in just a little
Yeah.
bit too. It's a retreat coming up for bariatric surgery patients that includes speakers and all kinds of things. And we are all going to be there. So we were going to explain to you guys how you can be a part of that, whether you're there on site or whether you're there. They actually have virtual tickets available too, an unlimited number of the virtual tickets. So anyways, back to our potato skin. So I also want to mention, I know it's not on this recipe, but because I know in my garden, my yellow squash almost sometimes double my zucchini, and they're made really similar. I'm almost wondering if you could even probably take the yellow squash, probably almost any kind of squash, and do a switch over, like if you
Yeah.
have one or the other.
Yeah. So I have another recipe on my website too that are little pizza bites. And you do
Is that the
same.
next one?
Oh, do I have that one to you guys too?
Yes.
Zucchini pizza bites.
I'm going to
These,
kind of go in a little bit.
oh my gosh, these are so good too. You can almost like do anything with zucchini when you think about it. You can use
Yeah.
it almost like you could do like a breakfast bite and do, like a little bit of, if you had like some really big zucchini rounds and you wanted to put like a little bit of like scrambled eggs and a little bit of sausage and cheese and make them like you could do so much with them.
You really
That's where I
could,
love
yeah.
to get like creative with, you could do so much. But this one is a little bit of pizza sauce, and I just found some no sugar added or like really low. Pizza sauce is not typically high carb, and carbs aren't bad. Like,
Right.
but if you're really watching, some mozzarella cheese, grated Parmesan, and some oregano, and then mini turkey pepperoni. But if you don't have that, you could just cut it up smaller. And same thing, make sure that you scoop out the middle. That's like the key part, because if not, they'll hold water. With a melon ball or a spoon, and you just fill it with the pizza sauce. If you get the squeeze container, it's really easy because you can just squeeze a little bit in there. And I know sometimes I can find like the squeezable bottle of the pizza sauce, and add a little bit of shredded mozzarella and pepperoni, and just sprinkle a little bit of oregano. We made both of these when we were watching like the when we were watching, what were we watching? Like a baseball series. Oh, was it the All-Star game? I don't know if they had the All-Star game this year or last year, but we made all these like appetizers and stuff out. And my dad was like, this is so fun. So if you're like going somewhere, I always try and make things like this that I can pop in the oven if I'm going to like a cookout, because I know too that like I can eat these.
Yeah.
So it's really nice just to like take and say like, can I pop this in the oven for 10 minutes? And then people are really surprised. I prefer the bacon ones over the pizza bites, because who doesn't love bacon?
Right. Well, and you know what's nice is that it's football season now, and a lot of
Yes.
people like to have snacks, handheld snacks. So those would be perfect for a football party.
Yeah, these are just like, they're so good.
All of these guys, we're going to be, if you're on our Crowdcast channel, our recipe handouts are available by clicking the link. They're under, is it recipes, Brittany, on our website? We'll kind of go to that here in a
Yeah.
moment. But
So
if you're on Facebook, we can post the link.
we do have, I'll post the link on Facebook now, but we do, and I apologize. I don't know what's going on with my internet today. Apparently it just is not allowing me to be on camera, but I think you guys can hear me. So I'll go ahead and post the link though where we found, or where we have those recipes with Maddie on our website.
Okay. This one is going to be a little smaller because we have about 5 recipes here. This one is a little smaller because I am squeezing it in just so that you guys can see the full recipe, but um, we will have these again by link so you guys can go straight to them. So tell us about these. This is listed under a snack or full liquids.
Yes. So this
Um,
one I have been trying so hard to get better at. So I didn't start sharing my story until I was 2 years post-op. So many people come to me and say like, do you have any recipes for full liquids or for, clear liquids? And I'm like, oh gosh, I really have to think back because it was so long ago. Actually, so I work as a hospice nurse 2 days a week, and one of our little volunteers helped me come up with this recipe one night, and she's so sweet. So this is a protein packed recipe, and if you put it in like MyFitnessPal, you can't believe these little squares are like 2 or 3 grams a piece. So they're Greek
Wow.
yogurt and Jello bites, and they are so good if you top them with like a little bit of Cool Whip. So
Yeah.
what you need is 2 boxes of sugar-free Jello, and I use the 3 ounce. I think they're actually 0.3, but they say like 3 ounce, or 0.3 ml or something like that.
Hmm.
2 envelopes of Knox gelatin. Knox gelatin is, I wish I had a picture of what, but if you go to the store and look by the gelatin, they're the little envelopes. 2 containers of Greek yogurt. I use Too Good Greek yogurt. That's my favorite kind. You can use any flavor, but I'll give you kind of an example of what you can do with it. And then 2 cups of boiling water. So all you do is boil the water, pour in the sugar-free Jello, the Knox gelatin, and mix it, and then add the boiling water and stir it, and then you add in the Jello, and it completely just dissolves. I have this on a highlight on Facebook or on Instagram as well. And then you just put it in the refrigerator for like an hour or two. It says 2 to 3 hours, but it actually sets pretty quickly. This is so good. So at Walmart, I found the all pink Starburst in sugar free, and then I put it with like strawberry flavored Too Good, and they tasted like a pink Starburst.
Oh wow, that sounds
I
really good.
also get like the sugar-free peach and get like get the Too Good peach. Or for like summer, they had Too Good lemon, and I got sugar-free lemon. So you can make any, you can do like, you could get sugar-free strawberry and do like lemon jello. Like you could do all sorts of different things. Like people were doing like vanilla with like, they were doing all sorts of really cool things. But this is really great if you're on full liquids, because some people after surgery, and make sure it's okay that you have the Greek yogurt
Right.
for your surgeon. But most people, they had said it was okay. Most of their surgeons said it was okay. So, and if not, you can omit the Greek yogurt and it's a clear liquid, which is nice too. I have that recipe on there as well because I think it's might be just a little bit different, that I figured out the like the ratio of the water with the Knox gelatin with, because I have 2 different recipes on there. On my website, I also have a clear liquids and a full liquids. There's only one recipe. I'm working on a couple more for clear liquids and full liquids. It's hard to spice it up.
It really is. I mean, we've had a lot of patients. We do support groups, and we've talked about recipes before in the past, and a lot of patients have issues with not only getting that liquid intake that they need, but spicing it up and changing it up and not getting bored. And because I feel like that's, a really big problem for people, and why they don't get their liquids is because they're so tired of the same stuff.
Yeah, I know. I get those sugar-free coffee creamers and just like all sorts of Crystal Light, all sorts of like drink flavoring. Somebody also said like frozen coffee cube. Like I froze like all sorts of different like Crystal Light cubes to put in different flavors of different things. But you just get bored and you just want to choose something. I think that's even more, more of like the issue is you just want to choose something.
I wonder if you could even use our Liquicell product in these Greek yogurt and Jello bites, Brenda.
Yeah, I've never tried that
heck
product.
yeah. I don't know why you couldn't, because you should be able to, I mean, I think they're heat tolerant, with being in the heat, and they have extra collagen and protein. So that would be cool because collagen's really good for healing. I also see Rhonda sent a message, which I agree with her 100%. She has nectar protein drinks are awesome for post-surgery. The fuzzy navel flavor tastes a bit like Sunny D. I have to say that's one of my favorites. I don't know if anybody here has ever tried. We're not affiliated with Nectar, but it's another name for it is Syntrax, Syntrax. But I know the bariatric program we work for, it was amazing. Have you guys, anybody tried that?
Is
The
it
Nectar
powder and
Syntrax
you add
toddy?
water?
Yes,
Oh,
yes. And then they have a lot of different flavors. And you can add them with water or milk. So, which is good. Some people can't tolerate milk. So that's awesome. And then she
yeah.
also says frozen coffee cubes with vanilla protein powder blended is great too. I'm trying to think of what that would taste like.
That would be good.
Probably like a vanilla latte, or even, well, no, probably more like a frappuccino,
Yeah.
because it would be cold, right?
Yeah. She said, yeah.
I didn't drink coffee for 10 months and then
Really?
I was pretty disciplined. And then I'll never forget
Well,
my first cup of coffee. I vacuumed the whole house.
well, you're not really supposed to after, right?
No, they told me forever, but as I'm sitting here drinking,
Varies by program. I know our program, our dietitians would just say, they would say to monitor it, um, I mean, caffeine can affect your body in different ways. So I think that's the main reason. As far as being hard on the weight loss surgery part, maybe like incisions and things like that. If you have, it increases. So coffee or caffeine can increase the amount of acid production in your stomach. And if you have weight loss surgery, you're having surgery on your stomach. So I guess it could increase, your risk associated with irritation to the stomach lining. Long term, maybe just with your goals of getting enough fluids in, staying hydrated, and that type of thing,
Hmm.
maybe.
oh yeah, it definitely gets in the way of my hydration, and I have to use like a reward system, like a child.
Yeah,
And
it's a
like,
diuretic.
yes, and I say, if I drink this much water, then I can reward myself with a coffee. Like I have to use a reward system like a toddler.
Like, almost like kids in classrooms with teachers give them so many gold stars and then they get like a prize at the end of
Oh,
the
for sure. Yes.
I love that though. You know, if you're a goal oriented person and you're a visual person, that might be a good thing to bring up in support groups too, Brenda.
You know
Yes.
what? I agree. And I have somebody here says, oh, and then Rhonda says no sodas till after 3 years. Then I have Rachel who says every program is so different. I was told to hold off for at least 30 days and then
Mm-hmm.
keep caffeine at 20-ounce minimum or max per day. And then Rachel says, yes, Maddie, I do the same. I guess she's talking about maybe your coffee. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but reward system. And I have to almost do the same thing too. I actually went to, because I love coffee so much. It is like, it's not even just the caffeine, because I went to start drinking half calf, which made such a huge difference because I love coffee so much, and it doesn't give me that jittery feeling, but um, I like it so much. I have to add it in with my regular fluid intake. Like
It's just
everybody's different though.
comforting to me. I get home
It's
from
hot.
work after like my nursing shift and I make a cup of decaf and it's just like it is just comforting to me. It's like a
Yeah,
comforting, like it soothes
it's like
my
a hug
heart.
in a mug.
Yes, it just is super comforting to me. I don't know what it is. It's just like I look forward to it. It's like so like warm. I don't know. I'm
Uh,
weird.
Guys, we have a question too that I want to make sure we answer. Mary would like to know, is there a requirement difference with sleeve rather than bypass? I'm not sure what she means by requirement.
Yeah, I wonder with
Get
like
that
to qualify to
clarified.
get that surgery. I think it
Um,
just goes based on like what your surgeon recommends.
Yeah.
is there a requirement difference with sleeve rather than
Oh,
Oh,
like
bypass?
with coffee.
yeah.
Oh,
Um,
I don't think
I
so. At least our
I don't.
surgeon didn't do it.
Yeah, my surgeon was our whole like program. The one that I went to was kind of like
Hmm.
everyone was the same rules across the board.
Hmm.
Um, and I know it was mostly for healing
Yeah.
purposes and stuff. So I waited 10 months and then
Well, I think it's so
I
the
see what you mean.
dehydration issue is there, and then like Rhonda said, she had indigestion while drinking coffee, and I don't know about you guys, but if I drink too much coffee, and I have not had surgery myself, um, but even when I drink too much, I get heartburn sometimes, and I can imagine that for someone who's had surgery, you know, acid reflux, indigestion, heartburn, all of that is probably significantly more popular. And especially if you're drinking coffee on top of it, yeah, I could just see that being very painful.
Certain types, yeah, I can see because like Starbucks coffee is just too much. Like it's so
Mm-hmm.
strong. Like it's just so strong. So I drink like a lighter roast and just yeah, I drink like a
Looks like
lighter.
she's putting, Rhonda says, I have a lot of issues with indigestion. And she said, I follow Melissa Norris blog. She talked about shade grown coffee. Doesn't do that. She said, I started drinking organic shade grown and no more indigestion. I've never heard of that before.
Me either.
Shade grown, organic.
Yeah, that's
I'll have to
interesting.
look. I wonder where she finds it at. Let us know, Rhonda, where you find that at, because I'd be really interested and know more about that. I took us off screen since we weren't talking about the recipes again. We have still a couple more though to share, so when we're ready, we'll go back there.
Yes,
Um,
one of them is my favorite, the one that I sent you that I had redone because I forgot a step, and I had forgot a
let's,
step on
you know
my.
what? Let's go to the cheese stuffed meatballs next. Let me share my screen
So while
and
you're
Because I
pulling
had.
that up, Mary, just to make you feel a little bit more comfortable, we have some people coming on the chat on Facebook, and um, Rachel said that, you know, her program said 30 days and then keep caffeine at 20-ounce max per day, which we already said that. And then our friend Tanya said she had no restrictions for coffee from her surgeon. She said to do what's comfortable with her. So I would say, Mary, if you are worried about not having caffeine, maybe talk to your surgeon beforehand and just state that
Thanks,
that's
Abby.
a concern of yours.
It looks like Tanya said did you read the one that I had no restrictions from my surgeon?
Yeah, I
She
just, yeah.
said rest comfortable. Okay. I was multitasking. So I was listening plus trying to get everything pulled up. So sorry about that.
That's okay.
But I do have the cheese stuffed meatballs pulled up. So Maddie, tell us about
Oh,
this
these sound so
recipe.
good.
Oh
And
my gosh, I love
I'm
these.
gonna hide the title there so that we can make this part bigger so that maybe more people can see it. Again, if you're just now joining us, we do have the recipe cards for this, and we'll share the link to that on both our Crowdcast and our
So I know
other
that these look kind of
Facebook.
like labor intensive when you first kind of go look at the recipe, and I promise they're not. I have a reel of these on Instagram as well, and they're really not hard to make. So all you do is you put in your ground beef. I think I made them last time with ground beef, and your basil. I didn't use fresh basil. I just got like in a jar or whatever. Your garlic, and whisk the egg and half of your breadcrumbs. Now, the key to these breadcrumbs recently was I got the kind you can make your own out of pork rinds. But this company sent me some that were so good that were already made out of pork rinds, so I didn't have to like grind up my own. And so I just mixed all that together with my hands. Then I cut up string cheese in like cut up a string cheese in half and then halved it again. And all I did was grabbed a little ball, kind of flattened it, put one of those little string cheese and rolled it up, and then had a bowl of the other half cup of breadcrumbs. That's the step I forgot in there, and rolled it in there. And then what you could do is put this in a crock pot. However, I put a little bit of olive oil in a skillet and just like rolled these around every couple minutes and then topped it with tomato sauce. These are so good. I made them for me and my friend at work because my favorite thing is to make for people. It makes around 20 meatballs and they are so good. We ate it with spaghetti squash because I love spaghetti squash. However, you could eat it with like this like bonza pasta. I'll show you some other swaps that I have over here because I'm all into like swaps. But they are so good and they're not as hard when you go to make them. But they're delicious. The cheese kind of like oozes out of them.
God, that sounds so good. And they're probably packed, like very packed with protein.
They are. They are. I can't remember if I put the nutrition up. I think the nutrition is up on I've been putting the nutrition up on my Instagram reels. Instagram's kind of where I always pack all my stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
So they're packed with, I mean, especially too, like these breadcrumbs that I have are, they're 80 calories, 5 grams of fat, and 8 protein. These are the pork rind breadcrumbs.
Oh, wow.
You could make
I
your
never
own.
even knew there was such a thing.
Yes. So my friend Robin in California sent me one of these, and they are so good. I bread my chicken with them, and I have breaded shrimp with them, and then I just recently breaded my meatballs with them, and
Do
they
you
are
think
so
they're
good. They
any
have
different?
ranch. What's
Are they
that?
any different than just taking regular
Yeah.
pork rinds and crushing them? Like
Well,
if you were just take regular.
they're so finely ground. And I've used these for like 5 recipes and they haven't even really made a dent in them. So,
Wow.
it was like so worth it to me to get them. And then the company reached out and said, "We'd like to send you some pork rinds." So I haven't tried the pork rinds yet. My dad did, but they have Italian and ranch, which I thought was really cool too. And then they gave me like a discount code if people wanted to try them. They
And it's
are
Maddie 10.
Maddie 10. Yeah, I put it on there just in case, but they are porking good. And they're a very small company too. And I don't make any money off of them using it. They said that they were so kind. They said, "We don't have it in our budget right now to pay anyone." And I said,
Aw.
"This is just a really good product." I said, "I would really like to just share you because this is a really good product. And they said we can send you some others to try. So they did gift me this other stuff, which was nice. And the pork rinds are really good. The Italian ones are the ones that I used for, and it's free shipping. There's no like minimum. I'm all about free shipping.
Well,
So
maybe they keep their costs low enough too. It's sometimes hard when your costs are really low to pay payout, to do
yeah.
that. So maybe that's part of it too.
And I said, I
Yeah.
just think you have a good product, so I would like to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm picky with like what I share. If it's not good, I'll tell you.
What I'm gonna do is stop sharing the screen for just a second so that you can, whoops, I'm on two
Oh, do you want
screens.
me
So I'm
to
like,
show like the?
yeah, so that you can kind of show a little bit better
Yeah.
picture of what those look like.
So I'll open
So
this
we're
and
not real
see.
tiny.
They're pretty fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've used this to bread chicken 3 times, a pound each time.
Oh, wow.
And
And you still got a
you
lot
can,
left.
yes. And so what I do is I usually use like 2 or 3 tablespoons of this and a tablespoon of almond flour just to give it like mix it with a little bit, and I'll dip it in egg and then I'll roll it in this. And I put it on the grill. It doesn't like fall off. It doesn't like, and then this is the ranch one. I haven't tried the
Ooh.
ranch, but I used the
Mm.
Italian, and I used a cup. And look at that's all that was out of it. I used the cup for the meatballs. And
That
I
looks
think these
almost
are
brand new.
$12.50, and but they're gluten free, and there's 24 half-ounce servings, 80 calories, 5 grams of fat, 0 carbs, 8 protein.
It
So
looks like Rhonda says, okay, found them on Amazon, $12.
yeah,
Yeah.
so they
That's not
might be
bad,
12
though.
on there. I don't know if they're cheaper on their website, but they do offer free shipping on their website.
And it looks like Mary says, when you take appetizers to gatherings, do other people fall in love with these too, like the meatballs? Have you brought stuff like this to like these as appetizers to parties?
Yeah, especially people that are trying to eat like healthier and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have one of my best friends that I work with is having the surgery next month. She's having the sleeve. Another coworker just had it in Vegas, and then another one of my best friends is having it in January or February. So they love that I share recipes and bring it to work and stuff. But people that, I mean, my parents eat like this, and they don't have to. They can eat kind of whatever they would like, but they just choose to because they feel better eating like this. Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
love that I cook like this, and so do my friends.
Oh, and
Okay, so
Brittany
they're twelve
posted
ninety nine.
this stuff. Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be cheaper to save 10% with my code or anything, but it'd be in Amazon. You might get them. You might get them quicker too. So whatever's cheaper for you guys.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead. You know what? I am gonna keep moving along because we have one more recipe
Okay.
swap, and then we're going to talk about the bariatric retreat. And I was
Okay.
going to try to keep us under an hour because I'd love to post this on Instagram because
Okay.
that's where your forte is. So we'll do IGTV, but it has to be under an hour. So we're at 1:45 right now. I'm sorry, we're at 43 minutes. So let
Okay.
me share my screen, and we are going to go to the recipes again, and we're going to go scroll down to quick apple crisp.
Oh my gosh, this is my favorite dessert. And right now, this is like the perfect time to make it. This one is a little bit higher in fat because of the butter, but this is like the perfect dessert. I promise nobody will even know that this does have sugar substitute in it. It has swerve brown sugar. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but that is like the only brown
I've
sugar.
heard of Swerve. I did not know they made brown sugar, though. So that's interesting. Thank you.
Yes. They also have powdered sugar. So that is one of the only powdered sugars that they have. So I use 3 apples. I put the skin on it because I like the skin on apples, but you can take it off. All you do is cut up the apples, melt the butter, add the apples and cover it. And I like to put oats in there too. Good fiber, good carbs. Let
Yeah.
it steam for 10 to 12 minutes and stir it. And all you do is add the brown sugar and you have a healthier apple crisp.
You know, Maddie, I'm going to bring this up too, talking about substitutions and stuff. We have right next to our house, it's fall, and we have a pear tree that has probably 1,000 pears on it right now. I bet this would be really good with pears
Yes.
too, with apples or pear, maybe.
I bet that
Yeah.
it would. And you could put cinnamon on this too. I just don't love cinnamon.
Mm.
You could put cinnamon. This is just like an easy family friendly recipe. And I mean, you could do this and you could take this to like for yourself and you could make this, you could serve it with Cool Whip or let's say, if you had a favorite like kind of vanilla ice cream that you liked, like one of those, I forget those different kinds of brands of vanilla ice cream.
Halo Top is one
Yes.
of them.
Halo Top or different kinds, you could eat it with that. But this is just like a really nice, like quick dessert that's easy. Sometimes you just don't want to take all that time and make like one of those like really labor intensive. So just something quick. Like things don't have to be so hard to make to like make them bariatric friendly. Like it doesn't have to be so hard. They can be super simple.
Well, and I feel like you don't have to make sacrifices too necessarily.
No.
You know, everyone's different, and of course their facility and surgeon guidelines and all that stuff is different. And always listen to your facility, guys. But what I was saying is that it can be so overwhelming for some people after surgery. You have all these stages you go through and your tastes change, which I feel like we I don't know if we've talked about that with you, Maddie, but did you feel like you had your tastes change too?
Yeah, for the longest time I didn't want anything sweet. And the one thing that I never crave or anything is potatoes. And I used to love potatoes.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the one thing that like I never want is like a mashed potato or like I never really crave potatoes. Sometimes I'll
What
really
about
want, like,
sweet potatoes?
I eat those occasionally, but I like don't have much desire for like a potato. I'd rather have
Wow.
like a butternut some butternut squash with like a little bit of like I love Splenda, but like a little bit of that, or I'd rather have like some quinoa, or I just don't, or like that bonza pasta. This is like one of my new favorite things that my dietitian has introduced me to. That I'll even have like an ounce or so of this, and it's so filling.
Yeah.
From chickpeas. That's like one of my favorite
22
things.
grams of protein on there, on that box.
Yeah, and it is like there's 32 carbs, but 5 of it is fiber, and for 2 ounces, and 12 protein for 2 ounces, which is about 1/3 of a cup dry. And it swells up. It's so good. I'll have this with some grilled vegetables. I grill all my vegetables like for the week. Yesterday I did like broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, peppers, and then I'll even put that on like some grilled turkey or ham and put like just a couple ounces of this and I have a meal.
Nice.
I'm into like super simple. Like just it doesn't always have to be so hard.
No.
Yeah.
We'll have to
and
do another
that's-
live where I talk about like all that kind of stuff, like how I just like create all sorts of. We always run out of time.
Oh, we would love to have you back already. And I
know.
have a feeling that when we all are at the retreat, we're gonna have to go live on our Instagram together and tell everybody where we're at.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about that right now. Because, and Brittany, you know what? I'm going to see if I can get you. I'm going to toggle this and see if I can get you.
I've tried
Yeah.
clicking it and it won't let me.
Oh, I think I got her off. Maybe let's see if she comes. Hopefully she'll come right back. I'm going to re-invite her back on screen right away. Oh, sorry about that, Brittany. Maybe she'll
Brittany's
come back
gone.
full screen though. Yes,
He's
she'll.
in Facebook jail. In Groundcast jail.
Maybe
Oh,
she's
there's-
back.
I just
Sorry
put it
about that.
I put it in the chat. She did it on purpose. She actually hates me. She doesn't
He's
even
in
like
Groundcast
me.
jail.
It's all a show.
Tell the show. Well, let's talk about this bariatric retreat, you guys. So we got just a few minutes left.
Yeah.
So let's summarize this bariatric retreat. I'm going to see, Brittany, do you happen to have the links for that?
I
If
do.
not, I can find them. I'll
I
find them.
do. I got
Oh,
it.
you do. She's got it. She's always on it. So what we are talking about here, guys, is the Bariatric Society, which Maddie is on their planning committee. I didn't even know that until we talked. They
Oh,
are
you
planning
are? I
a,
must not have
yeah,
been on the call for that part. That's really exciting.
they have a retreat coming up, and it is in, where's it
San
at?
Diego. San
San
San Diego.
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 It's November 11th through the 14th.
Yes.
And all three of us are going to be there. ProCare is a sponsor, so Brittany and I are going to be a sponsor. And Maddie's speaking at this conference. There's all kinds of incredible speakers. And tell us what you're speaking about.
So I'm going to be on a panel with East to West WLS, which is a podcast, and Ked from Sleeve Believe the Hype podcast. And we are going to be talking about body confidence and body neutrality and being comfortable in your own skin after bariatric surgery. So there's going to be, I think there is 10 or 12 different speaker events.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Yeah, which is there's going to be different tracks that you can go on. Like, so you can pick different, like there'll be another one going on while we're speaking. But the virtual option is really nice because you can get the content of all of them. So if you go to the retreat, you'll have access to all the virtual stuff after. But if not, they do have an option where I think it's $40 and you get access to all of the content, I think a week or 10 days after the event. And then you'll have access to it for 3 months after, which is nice.
So, Maddie, are you going to do any of the NSV activities?
Yes, I'm going parasailing.
You are? Oh my
Yes.
gosh. So I was talking to Brenda about that, and I told her, I was like, if you want to go skydiving, you might have to do that by yourself, because I am afraid. I'm so afraid of heights. Even parasailing, like, just talking about it right now, my hands are sweating.
I'm a little bit nervous, and my friend Allie was supposed to go with me, and she found out she was pregnant, and she didn't know if she could ever get pregnant again, and because of VSG, she's pregnant.
Oh my gosh,
which is
that's so exciting!
So, she was my roommate, and so now I'm rooming by myself, which I'm super excited. I'm like,
so she had surgery, and now she's pregnant.
Yeah, she had surgery though, almost 2 years ago. So,
well, if she needs any products, tell her to let us know, because we are the only company that has prenatals for bariatric women.
That's awesome. Yes, I'll have to ask her. I feel like she does take ProCare.
That one's a twice a day though. It's not once daily.
Okay.
But still, I mean,
yeah. So
take it before and after pregnancy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, she's amazing. So she's not going parasailing and she's not rooming with me.
Rachel said she'll take your place. LOL.
Aww.
Aww.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet everyone. I'm so excited for hugs.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest hugger ever. I feel like I'm going to probably offend some people because I won't even ask.
No, you won't. Well, at least not Brenda and I. Brenda and I are both huggers.
Okay, good.
We don't even ask.
No, me neither.
We're just one of those people that do it, and then afterwards we're like, should we have done that?
Yeah, I'm really excited. And I feel too, I talked about this early on my Instagram, as far as non-scale victories, all of us that are going, it's just a non-scale victory in itself that we're all going to be able to get on a plane.
Yeah.
And I've been on a plane since, but just doing that is really, really, really amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Mary says, that's one thing I look forward to being able to do that big girls can't do. It's a hugging, I guess. Which, Mary, you're well on your way. So just got to stay patient. She's pre-op. So
yeah,
what do you have any advice for Mary?
Do you know what I owe it? Mary right now?
She said her surgery's in November, I think.
Yeah.
So
So like the person though that you are right now is like the actual hero because you're the person who's making the decision to change your life and doing all of that like hard work. Like you've put in all the hard work to make the change that's going to get you to where you want to be. So often we beat up that person that's like the before, and that's the person that we really need to honor the most because that's the person who's deciding to make the life change. So Mary, right now, like you're at the ultimate place right now that's like taking the biggest leap. So I wish if I could do anything, I would go back and give that girl like right before surgery a hug and be like, I'm the proudest of you right now.
Yeah.
Because that was the scariest part.
And that's what she's saying. Now is when the scary starts. Can I really do this? So, and I've heard oh yeah, we have no doubt that you can't. But I've heard other patients say that they wish they could go back and like same thing like what you said, give them a pep talk, like you got this, like wait until you see what you look like and or how you're feeling, and even 6 months, 3 months, whatever. And another thing that is that Brenda and I really like to promote living in the moment, right? That's what we believe in that very, very so much that you are only going to get this moment once, Mary, so live in it.
Yeah.
And you earned to be here, so don't forget that either. Anything else you guys want to add?
No, I got tearful whenever you're talking about it, Maddie. You talking about telling yourself before, if you could go back and just tell that person, tell that part of yourself, and you can. Really, I think I kind of feel like time is just kind of an illusion anyways. You can, in the moment, talk to your past self and say, hey, look, you are brave, you are strong. And who knows what kind of difference that can make for that past version of yourself. But, well, girls, I want us to close because I want us to be able to post this on Instagram if it's under an hour. And I just love this topic. And again, we're gonna all be spending some time together very soon. That's November. That's like a month away. So we'll all connect there. And for all of you guys out there that have been with us on this call, we so appreciate each and every one of you, and we love you, and we admire you for your own journey, and just want to say that. Any of you guys want to say anything in closing?
Mary said thank you so much, and Mary, I just want to say you're very welcome, and we're all here for you during this journey.
Yeah.
If you want to reach out to ProCare, Brenda, me, Maddie, any of us, we're more than happy to answer any questions that you have.
Absolutely.
And you're going to do great.
You are.
And it's marketing at procarenow.com is our email.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to throw kids. Thank you, Maddie, for being our guest today.
And we'll see you in like
inspiration.
A month.
Yeah. I cannot wait. Thank you girls so much.
All right. You're welcome.
We'll plan on going live whenever we'll plan on it. We'll do a little something fun, impromptu. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.